Quizative means curiosity. It's about seeking out something new.
It really does embody everything that we do, and it's that sense of curiosity that leads to new discovery.
Quizative is all about innovation and finding new solutions for our clients.
I run the agency and I work with clients to help them lead in the digital space.
I run the strategy and insights practice. My job is to fuel Quizative's curiosity engine.
I'm a designer, inventor, photographer, and Ironman finisher.
Our promise is we have a senior team with deep experience in the digital space. That team is backed up by a 50-plus extended team. And the senior team that you meet day one will be the same folks who are going to care about your business, who are going to be responsible for carrying that through to execution.
It's a collaborative model. We want to work with our clients.
Helping to bring the work to life. The biggest challenge for a lot of clients is prioritizing.
And the fact that the web is so complex means that you never know when you're going to turn a corner and find something new and really enlightening.
There's a real need for people who are able to take all of that complexity and turn it into something simple and to bring context and meaning to it.
You don't need to look very far to see that traditional media has been for a number of years and will continue to be under a lot of pressure.
People are still consuming content. It's just they're consuming them differently. And not only that, they're creating those things differently now.
Our approach is not to be digitally myopic. We need to understand that digital does interact with other mediums.
A brand needs to communicate through different channels in different ways, and it's important to make sure all these things are working together.
There is a huge opportunity going forward to create more compelling content, more interesting, more engaging content in the digital space.
And in order to create new markets, we need to invent, reinvent, innovate, and do things that have never been done before.
When we first thought about building Quizative, we really built it around the idea of two core pillars in the business. One is strategy and insight.
I need to be very curious and very open to finding out new things about people. And I spend a lot of time up front in the discovery period trying to find all the information that I can.
But pull those 3, 4, 5 great insights out of there.
From database and customer transactions or surveys, formal research, going online and exploring what people are saying in social groups. And it has to be filtered and distilled down to the things that are the bare essentials. There's a point there where you need to go with your gut a little bit.
So after we have the strategic side of the business, it's the content and the creative side. How do we build great creative content?
If I can actually articulate to the creative team what the feelings are the people that we're communicating with, that's going to help them come up with great creative.
There is an art to communicating that to consumers.
Smart business sense, great creative ideas, underpinned by strategy and insight. You take a look at the average North American adult consumer, and they spend 20 to 30% of their media consumption time in the digital channels.
You know how people are using technology these days. Are you keeping up with them?
You look at ad budgets and marketing budgets in North America, and you see clients spending 8 to 10%.
A marketer should ask himself or herself, am I reaching my customer in the most effective way possible? The customers seem to be leading the way and are ahead of the companies.
The real value that clients get from an external agency like us is to help them see ahead, to help them see beyond.
You have to understand human behavior and understand the techniques of research.
It's about being able to understand not just the traditional media, but about having a really full understanding of all of the digital media.
And as much knowledge about what works as what doesn't work.
Telling the story of a brand or product now needs to happen across a world of quite fragmented media.
You can tell a great story about a product or a service or a person or a brand, and that story is compelling and that's interesting. I think you can go very far in terms of making a connection.
A little bit here, off in a banner, on a microsite, on a YouTube video, on a billboard ad. The interesting thing is about piecing together a story.
And also using relationship marketing techniques to really start dialogues, create long-term relationships, and interact with the customers.
There's a ton of data that exists, information on likes, dislikes, habits, and interests. The ability to deliver a one-to-one and personalized experience is unparalleled.
Stuff like motion and gesture recognition, mobile SMS interaction with screens, passive interaction to trigger content that is relevant not just to the individual, but to the individual at that specific moment in time. We're no longer doing it just with keyboards and mouse clicks. We're doing it with touch and feel and sight and sound and motion and all those things that are more instinctive to us.
What's happening with social network and social marketing and people creating unique connected experiences, that will continue. The ability to track, measure, monitor, optimize, test exists nowhere better than it does in the digital side.
Constantly fine-tuning things to deliver even higher ROI.
Ultimately, I think that the input of marketing is science and the output is art. Or the way we like to work with our clients is really based around their needs.
We've got 4 basic ways of working.
So based on the level of strategic needs and creative needs is how we deliver our services.
If a client has objectives and they have some business strategies and they need to achieve certain goals, they come to us with that, brief us, and we'll create ideas that will help achieve those goals. We have something called Envision, where really it's more blue sky. You want to come up with a completely different idea, take your business a different way, or you have a huge problem that you've just not been able to solve in conventional ways, and that's where we take you into a new innovative territory that you've never explored before. We'll sort through it and we'll pull out the nuggets that are really relevant and make recommendations about how to make use of that to make your marketing programs work better. Sometimes you got to get something done. If we get a straightforward brief, we can execute on that brief very quickly, project manage it through to quick and efficient delivery. I think it's really important to have communication the whole way along because my clients know a lot about their business. It doesn't make sense for them to just leave a briefing document and then disappear. The more I can bring clients into some of our collaborative brainstorms, the better.
I like ideation to be as unstructured as possible. I like it to be playful and I like it to be conversational. So we really try to focus on letting the pictures and the words take priority over the technology and keep the technology as invisible as possible.
An understanding of not just, here's the big picture, but here's the 100 steps that need to happen to make that come to life. So when we're presenting an idea or a creative strategy to a client, we know how to make that happen at the end of the day.